That boarding call.
104.1 KRBE.
If you know the 3-digit extension of the...
All right, let's hit it.
Now time for Roula and Ryan's prank call.
I got to give special credit. I mean, most of us, when we get telemarketers, that's just instant. I don't either pick up or I just hang up
My watch will
immediately.
say spam risk or something. I'm like,
Yeah.
no.
But they're getting more
Spam.
clever, Eric. They're getting clever, so they'll route it in a number, and it looks like it's a local call, and then you're sucked in. And you're like, ugh.
Sucks all right.
Well,
Kevin is figuring
first,
away.
happy National Coming Out Day,
All right.
That's true. That's true.
October 11th.
Yes.
Today's the day, honey. Just you got to wait a whole nother year. Stay in that closet. Getting hot in there.
How it goes?
So there's a lot of y'all in there. It's getting tight. All right. Today's Telemarketer Turnaround is going to feature the word YOLO. Now, I'm not going to ask you how many times I said it because it was not very many.
Oh, okay.
We've been taking messages. We've been taking your text messages at 37530 of ideas of words for me to throw at these telemarketers. I've been loving YOLO, so I used it a couple times. Now, they call my California number. I have a Google Voice number, so it's a California number. You're going to hear two characters in here because I didn't know what the hell I was going to do with this call until I figured out what he was calling about, which is funeral expenses.
Oh, my.
And we're going to pick up when I hit the record button. He's asking me about where I reside. Here we go.
Okay. So you are residing in California right now,
Yes.
correct? Okay.
Yes.
So now I will transfer this line to our product specialist, so please bear with me.
Your call is very important to us. Please
The
stay on
line has
You'll
been
be transferred to the
transferring.
next
Please
available
bear
agent.
with me, okay? So please wait a second.
That's my favorite song.
That's good, sir.
Yeah, thank you so very much for staying on the line. This is Chris. I'm a final expense product specialist with Senior Care. How are you doing today?
I'm fine.
May I know what is your age right now?
65. YOLO.
And what's your date of birth?
Yes, sir.
What is your date of birth?
It was in July. YOLO.
July. And what's the day and month? What's the day and year?
Yes. Yes. When I was born, you see, that was during the time of Nixon. Of course, he was a rat bastard.
Nixon.
So, and that has grown up.
I'm not asking for that. I'm just asking you for the day and year. That's it.
Yes, sir.
Oh, ouch.
Okay.
You are just calculating it, right? You're doing your math, right?
What, I need to do the math? No, you do the math. I'm 65. YOLO.
How could I know the day?
But you called me. I thought you knew that.
I haven't called you, sir. Your call has just been transferred over to me. I'm just here to give you the codes about final expense.
Oh my God! I told the other gentleman everything you needed to know. So when I told him that, I mentioned that I was born in 1958.
And what's the day you born in?
It was July of 1958. It was very hot, but not as hot as it is today. You see, today you could fry an egg on my hood of my car, and I drive a Fleetwood. So,
Fleetwood.
YOLO. Hello?
You have been kicked from this conference.
Oh.
Oh.
That was it.
That's it. He had no
my
patience. He was not having anything to do with you.
That's what
He got angry.
3 times,
He
guys.
hates his
Only got
job.
YOLO 3 times in there. So that was a shorty fail.
It was during the time of Nixon.
Was it? If you take back 65 years, is that really?
1958, so
I mean, is that even correct?
Nixon
math?
was like
I don't know.
the
Can't
late
math that
60s
fast.
through the early 70s.
Oops.
It was 1958. If you take 65 years
Yeah.
from now.
He got it right. You said 1958. That was correct.
All right,
I don't
but
know
that
if
was
that-
not Nixon.
No, he was in the 70s.
No, Nixon was like 69 to like 73.
That guy didn't know.
Yeah, that guy didn't know.
He's like, who's Nixon?
Okay,
I don't
somebody's
know.
asking Kevin on text, what is the app you use to record phone calls? Obviously, somebody's looking to record phone calls.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to use. It's called REV, and what you have to do is, as soon as they call you, you have to put them on hold for about 3 seconds. So I just say, hey, I got to take you off Bluetooth. When you put them on hold, it clicks over to another phone number and starts recording them, and you three-way call them.
Well, I think they got you in the hook, though. They're going to stay.
Yeah, they think they're getting a sale.
So that's why a lot of times when we hear these, we pick up in the middle of my conversation because I got to get them convinced first and then tell them, hold on, let me take you off Bluetooth. I can't hear you. I don't hear you.
Which is believable if they're trying to sell you end-of-life expenses.
Right. I don't know how to use this telephone. Hold on. Let me push this button here.
I wish it's so loud in those farms they have, those phone farms.
I wonder, there's got to be like hundreds of people.
Information. It's crazy. All right, listen, coming up next, guys, we've got closure. Somebody has come to us at krbe.com looking to find the person that ghosted them for whatever reason. We'll get the full story next on the Roula and Ryan Show.
It's KRBE. Let's do it with more of the Roula and Ryan Show.
Okay, I'm excited. 1 hour from now, we get to bring back Ahmad on the streets. You got the song? Come on, let's hear the song.
It's Ahmad out on the street. Will they even talk to me? I just hope I don't get punched in the face. It's Ahmad out on the street. It's Ahmad out on the street. He's great.
He's great.
He's in Austin. He was in Austin.
Oh, you're at ACL?
4 days, ACL.
Nice.
So, should be
Austin City Limits. What kind of audio did he bring us? We're going to find out in an hour from
8:20.
now. You'll just hang out and see what Ahmad brings us.
104.1
KRBE.
Closure time. One last call to your ex to end this relationship. Closure time. Get them on the hotline and end this before it begins.
And that, my friend, is what they call closure.
Yeah, they were in your life, and then they're gone. What happened? I want some answers.
It could be a romantic ghosting. It could be a friend ghosting, a family ghosting, whatever it is. Eric is on the case. If you go to krbe.com, he'll try and get it all together for you to find the person that you have lost touch with. So, again, it's krbe.com. Sorry, I was coughing off the mic. Alvin reached out to us, and we're going to find out more. Hi, Alvin. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Alvin. So who is it you're trying to get closure from this morning?
Well, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with Christy. We met on a dating app, and aside from being totally hot, she was also really smart and funny and kind, and I got to tell you, we really hit it off. And our first date was at a bar. It was cool anyway. I mean, we really had a good conversation. We had some drinks in us. And I was like, all right, well, I think this next time is going to be a little more intimate. Let me cook you dinner. So I invited her for dinner at my place. And I got to tell you, I went all out. I made this, something I'm famous for, this white fish dinner. I went all
I like
out.
fish. Okay, well, first of all, who suggested that you guys, I want to go back to the club. Who suggested that you guys meet at the club?
That was her idea, but I wasn't totally against it. So, I mean, maybe it was more mutual.
But it was enough to get her to want to go to your place for a date. Is that where the closure comes in, or did she actually show up for the date and follow through on that, and then you didn't hear from her?
So she came to the date. I even made this sorbet for dessert, and everything was going great, I think, and then after a little bit, she said she didn't feel great. She went to the bathroom, and she had to leave early, which was a bummer. But then, I was calling her, nothing. I even texted her, nothing.
Are you talking like that night to make sure she got home, or what?
Yeah, so I did text her to make sure she got home that night, and I didn't hear anything. So the next day I called, and of course I didn't get anything. So I said, okay, maybe something's wrong with the phone. So I went to Instagram and I DM'd her, and still nothing. So I'm just confused. I don't really know what's going on.
Do you think you poisoned her?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Gave her the
fish
runs?
is a tricky food for some people.
You said fish,
maybe
went bathroom.
Her tummy, she got the bubble guts or something. She was embarrassed.
Did you need a plunger or anything? Was the bathroom okay?
Guys, I'm a great cook. I would never do that to her.
Well, nobody plans it. It just sometimes happens.
And nobody says I'm a horrible cook.
So we just talked to her?
Yeah, Christy's heard this whole conversation, Alvin. Are you ready for a little answer?
Oh, yeah, more than
Duh.
I just
Okay, hold on. Let me
guys.
conference her in so she can be part of it. Welcome to the Roula and Ryan Show on 104.1 KRBE. Christy, thanks so much for being here. Good morning.
Hey.
All right, Christy, you heard all that. So what happened?
Well, first to clear it up, I initially suggested the bar for the first date because I felt safe there because I actually have friends. So as soon as I walked into Alvin's place, I felt the most disgusting smell I've ever felt in my life. onions. I don't know how many onions you used in this thing, but like it reeked of onions. And like I do like seafood, but this was a fish loaf, like a meatloaf, but fish. I've never seen anything like that in my life.
What the hell's a fish loaf?
I'm so shocked because I'm like famous for this dish. Everybody loves this.
For fish loaf?
It was revolting, honestly.
Okay, well, listen, whatever it is, it turned her off.
Well, what was dessert like?
Lime sherbet with like whipped cream on top.
Oh, the sorbet that you made.
That doesn't sound good. Whipped cream
All
and
right,
lime
so
sherbet?
basically, are you telling us the dinner turned you off, or did it make you sick?
Both. But then he, asked if I wanted to watch TV. He has the TV in his bedroom, but I actually peeked in there, and there must have been like 100 candles lit up and rose petals like on the bed.
Oh, that's just how I keep my bedroom, guys.
You already got hit in the ego that she doesn't like your famous dish. And she wasn't feeling that you were being pretty forward with your candles and your petals.
That's weird.
I'm getting beat up over here, really.
Dude, sorry, you got to take the punches. These are weird.
Yeah, I mean, you could try and talk your way out of that one, but no girl is going to think you didn't think that something physical is going to happen if you suggest watching TV in your bedroom and it's got
what'd you
candles
put
and
with
petals.
fish loaf? Is like meatloaf. You know how you have ketchup and you dip it? What do you dip it? Tartar sauce?
You don't dip it. There's a lot of flavor in it already. But let me explain something, guys. So I have like no TV in my living room, and I got a big TV, big bedroom, big space to sit down in. And so basically that's why I said bedroom.
No, I think you had more in store. If you had rose petals and 100 candles lit, you were thinking you're going to get some.
I mean, it's your word.
I didn't like that. I didn't like how he expected that just because he cooked me this dinner.
So how come you ghosted him, though? Like, why didn't you tell him, like, say, hey, I'm just not feeling it? Why would you just fall off the face of the earth?
I felt really uncomfortable after that. He really set it up.
Because nobody wants to feel creepy, and that sounds like it was a creepy feeling. So she's like, I never need to talk to this guy ever.
Or hurt his feelings, too. It does suck.
Well, I mean, if you're going to the bathroom and he's suggesting that, oh, we're going to watch TV in there, and you peek in and you see all that stuff, then he clearly had other motives.
Yeah, that's right.
Alvin, lesson learned here. You're a little too forward on that date. Maybe you thought more than she did, obviously, but that's why she turned you off.
Is that your move, man? The fish loaf and the candles? Is that your thing?
Fish loaf is the panty dropper.
Yeah, who knew?
Look, I'll level with you guys. I mean, yeah, that is my go-to move, and it works 99% of the time.
Well, it didn't work that time, and seriously, that would never work with me. I don't know who these girls are.
Can you bring a fish loaf up here for Try Tuesday?
No, I don't want to taste that.
Oh, my gosh.
That sounds
I
horrible.
would like the recipe to this loaf of fish.
Disgusting.
I mean, he didn't call it fish loaf. She's calling it fish loaf because that's what it looked like to her. What's it actually called?
Yeah, it's a fish loaf.
Oh, God.
All right. Well, that's really not something I would think is the go-to, but I guess we might have to see it to believe it.
I always think it's
well, there's your answer.
Gutsy to have a date at home at your house.
That's like maybe 4 or 5 dates down.
I would not feel like I don't want my kids going on dates in the future.
To their house?
Someone's house the first time? No way. It could be a serial killer.
That's why you track them.
I mean, I think Jeffrey Dahmer used to make fish loaf.
No way.
Stop it. He
Seriously,
would not
look
feed
it up.
them.
Look it up.
He'd be like, oh, I have some meat that went bad.
So now Eric's saying you're the next Jeffrey Dahmer.
Stop. He did not do fish loaf. He always talked about pork. Anyway, there's your answer, Alvin. You freaked her out. You creeped her out. She didn't like your dish, and she didn't like your move.
On to the next, I guess.
Oh, I hope somebody listening finds you somewhere and then they get the fish loaf and they call us. Wouldn't that be hilarious?
She wasn't the first person exposed to the fish loaf.
I know, but
All
now
these
we
other
know.
girls are liking this fish dish.
Anybody listening, have Alvin's fish loaf. Call us right now.
713-390-KRBE. If you're not too busy throwing up.
Or under his floorboards.
Stop, guys. Alvin, thanks for coming to our show. Sorry it didn't work out, but on to the next, like you said. Take care, Christy.
Thanks.
Bye, guys.
Okay.
I'm totally on her side.
Whoa, people on. Listen to this
gross.
text, guys.
Fish loaf.
37530. This girl sucks. He actually sounds kind of nice, and he's trying to at least make an effort. He was trying better than most
come
guys
on.
out there. Fish loaf.
Would you go, you or Sam, if a guy said, let's go on a date? Come back to my house. I'll make you this great meal I can make, and we'll just stay at my house and hang out for your first date ever.
I think.
What would you do?
Depends on how much I talked to him before.
That's
date.
Thank you. Because Mark and I had a date and we hung out in my bedroom because I had roommates and we watched a movie.
Okay, but you were in college, weren't you?
Or how old are these people? What's the difference?
But at least you had roommates.
Yeah, I had a roommate.
Like you weren't going
I'm pretty sure she made
But
us
you weren't
dinner.
going to his house.
But Sam.
He came to your house.
He came to my
your
house for the
house.
first one, and then we would go to his
Yeah,
house.
but that's different. Sam, okay, so you meet a guy in a nightclub.
do?
That's their first date. They meet in a nightclub. And she's got friends that go to the club. She's feeling safe. And then he invites her, hey, let me cook you dinner. And she comes over and then peeks in his bedroom and sees 100 lit candles with rose petals on the bed.
That's wrong.
Would that not freak you out?
The rose petals, yes. The candles, I would be like, oh, this is nice.
It's a fire
I care
hazard.
about making it smell good. Like,
I think I own like maybe 3 candles in the house.
Let's go to
That's
Lindsay
it?
on the line at
Gotta up your game,
713-390 KRVE. She has a good statement to make regarding closure. Hi, Lindsay. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah,
Good morning.
Alvin, don't do fish and onions if you are ever planning on getting lucky. That is just a no. Like, I'm listening to this and I'm like, is he trying to make a salmon patty? And then he says fish loaf, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it sounds like something my ex-husband made.
Oh, that's why he has the
That's an extra
candles
reason.
because it smells so bad in the
It'll
house.
stink up the house.
Yeah, he did blackened tilapia, and it blackened it really good all over my stove.
Is it?
And
You couldn't clean it up.
detectives going off.
Isn't
Oh, my
tilapia like really
God.
bad for you or something? Or it's supposed to be a gross fish or something? Tilapia, Kev?
Well,
Tilapia, depending on where you get it from, yeah.
It's really-
Lindsay, I think that a lot of people are really focusing on the fish loaf. You call it salmon cakes or crab cakes. Maybe, but fish loaf just does not sound
Yeah, crab
like
cake
an
is
attractive
good.
meal
Right,
at
I'd be
all.
good.
yeah, like salmon patties, that sounds good. Crab cake, that sounds good. Fish loaf, you're thinking something you're probably going to be feeding to a fish.
Yeah.
To a fish. Well, when we first
word
had him on,
loaf
he described it as whitefish. He said, oh, I made my fabulous whitefish dinner. And then she says, it's a fish loaf. And he even said it's a fish loaf.
So it's like
Another Lindsay is calling in. Lindsay is a very popular name today on the Rule and Ryan Show. Another Lindsay's calling in with comments about closure. If you're just tuning in, Alvin got ghosted by Christy. Turns out she was totally thrown off by the fish loaf meal he was making for her, stunk of onions, and then she didn't like that it was lots of candles and rose petals in the bedroom as if he was expecting something. Lindsay, what do you have to say? Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Can you turn your radio down, please?
Oh, you're confused by the delay.
Yeah, there's a
As you're
slight
listening
delay.
Just 24 seconds later.
Yep.
In the meantime, while she catches up,
Okay.
a lot of people. Do you see this, Eric, on text? A lot of people are trying to defend his romance.
I just think
People are
that's
like, what?
odd that
What
you...
the- so what? You can't try and be romantic?
No, but that's presumptive. I mean, that if you think that just because you cooked her a meal that you're going to get lucky having rose petals on the bed and candles
I guess
all
being
around
romantic's a fine line, I guess.
there is a line
Yeah, it's
between
like-
being romantic versus kind
he
of creeper.
tried.
It's like when you get engaged, you got to
It
kind of
depends
know
how
you're
hot
gonna...
this dude is, if it's creepy or not.
It's
if he's
really-
super hot and he has rose petals and candles,
And
okay.
fish loaf, that's all?
Yeah.
Is it sit on his
But
lap? Just the fish loaf, that's it?
No one said that, Eric. It's on a table.
so hot.
Oh my God!
weirdo.
Listen, Cheryl is defending the fish loaf, guys. Get
Oh,
Cheryl
no.
on the phone. 713-390-KRBE. Hi, Cheryl. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Cheryl. You're defending fish loaf?
I am.
Uh-oh.
Because, it's in the old Betty Crocker recipe book, the one with the red and white checkers, you know?
My mom
And
had that, yeah.
Yeah, and it's called salmon loaf. And it's actually really pretty good. It's a little on the dry
My
side.
mom cooked that.
Can you make it for us and bring it up here? I want.
You know, I bet you that Sam and Mark eat salmon burgers.
We do. I do love salmon burgers.
See?
How do you
it's
make
the same
how do you
thing.
make a salmon burger? You grind it up with what?
No, I. Ew,
They
I
are-
don't
they actually
grind
already
it.
come pre-made.
Yeah,
It's
they
pretty
come
easy to find them.
pre-made.
Well,
you
it's
grind
just like
it?
anything else.
They
You
put
put
the fish in a
spices, you put
little thing and
onions, you
grind
put stuff.
Ew, I'm not.
But just the
grinding
word
any of
fish loaf, salmon loaf, Cheryl, this does not sound like an attractive food.
Well, you can make it attractive. It is like a little meatloaf, but you can like put some cute things on top. And
Are you like the Goldbergs mom?
Am I what?
Like, do you ever watch the Goldbergs? Mrs. Goldberg.
No.
She made loaves, like all kinds of shrimp loaves and
Shrimp
meat
loaves.
loaves. And
Yes.
I think every week she had loaves on there.
Famous loaves.
I guess that was a
There-
big thing in the 80s, loaves.
There's a
Loaves.
thing, Eric, I think I talked about this a couple times on the show over time on Twitter, aka now X. There's a whole profile of like the 70s and 80s foods and cookbooks that people were making at parties, and they are horrific. Like, how did people serve this to their friends?
That'd be a fun party to have. Like, everyone has to make a dish from a 70s cookbook.
I love it.
honestly,
and you
God,
can bring it in
think-
Tupperware.
Yeah, the
Like the
Tupperware.
real thick
Yeah.
one.
The Jell-O mold.
70s food
I really
parties.
think that's where I get my food disorders, because my mom had that damn Betty Crocker cookbook, and then she had a regimen. She cooked like 6 different dishes, rotated every single week,
And most weren't good.
and I just hated it, man. I think she did cook that salmon loaf thing one time.
You don't like fish, and you don't
I
like
think
meat.
that's why I don't like
You
fish.
don't like steak or hamburger. You like chicken.
I used to love it. I just, for health
Chicken
reasons, I
loaf?
chose
You make
to.
chicken
Yeah,
loaf
what's
with
it-
the
Ew.
ladies
I think
you're
the
trying to
loaf
romance?
is what's the big turnoff on that.
Yeah, I never liked the loaf.
How about like pot pies, though? Those are good. Right?
Popeyes?
I like a
Like chicken
casserole.
pot pie.
You like a good casserole?
Kev's definitely a casserole girl.
Are you a crock pot girl?
Yes, both.
Crock-pot's good.
I feel like that's such like an East Coast thing is to have casseroles.
Casserole.
You want a tuna
You want
casserole
some
tonight?
casserole?
When someone dies, you bring a
cream of
casserole
chicken?
to their family's
yes,
house?
absolutely.
But
There
that
was a
cookbook
thing
had
yesterday.
some weird stuff in it. I remember she cooked something called a shoe fly pie. Is that a northern thing, Sam?
Yes.
Never heard of that.
It was
That's
like
a-
molasses.
It's a
and-
dessert.
Yeah. But it's called shoe fly pie.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why.
Yesterday there was a thing on Instagram that says, "Tell me we're not witches. Tell me we're not witches." You stand over a pot that's steaming.
Cauldron.
You're looking out of an old book, putting in spices and dead animals, and you're stirring it around when you're making soup. Tell me we're not animals.
Yeah, we are witches. We are
Yeah.
witches. Yeah,
I have newt.
No, we're not witches.
that's funny.
And also, Eric, to your point, because a Houston thing is, as soon as the temperature drops, everyone wants to make chili.
Yeah.
And you were saying that your wife makes chili. This guy said, "Hold me back. Hold me back. I want to make chili." If it gets under 65, I want to make chili.
We're so close.
We're almost there.
Yeah, once you get to like 63, you can start making the chili.
Once your tire pressure gauge comes on, that's when you're allowed
Yeah, they
to.
get that little orange light
Our
on the
lights will all go
dashboard.
on. You'll see Costco, the tire place, and Discount Tire lined up.
Hey,
By the way,
props to
people-
Discount Tire. They fill it up for free.
People send in photos now of
A
their
fish
loaves.
loaf. That's what we
Fish
try it
loaves?
Tuesday, guys.
It looks
We're gonna make
so
a fish
gross.
loaf for Try It Tuesday.
Oh,
God.
No,
Y'all go to the
no,
listener
no.
line at 713-278-VENT. You can defend whatever you want. His romance, his fish loaf, your fish loaf, whatever.
Yeah.
Coming up next, we've got Celebrity Scoop. And there's a list of the artists that perks you up the most. It's good to listen to for your mental health. There's actually a list of artists that you should listen to because it's good for your mental health.
Puts a little
And they
pep
are
in your step.
KRBE artists.
Oh, that's cool.
Which ones make top the list? Find out next on the Roula and Ryan Show.
This is Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop.
On KRBE.
It's brought to you by Innovative Lasers of Houston. Just a couple of birthday shout outs we want to start out the day with. Rosie Alvarez, happy birthday.
Happy
Been a longtime listener since day one, and she is a huge fan of the Roula and Ryan Show. Happy birthday,
We
Rosie.
should send out fish loaves to everybody. That should be our thing.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
Fish loaf.
The fish loaf.
If this was a raw feed, the code phrase would be fish loaf.
Yeah, we'll send her one. Happy birthday, Rosie.
Also, I want to give a special happy birthday to Andrew Ferrer. He's turning 17 today. Andrew loves the show so much. His parents have raised him right. They have been with the Roula and Ryan Show since day one. Andrew loves our show so much. There's a 45-minute commute to school. And if they don't get to school by the time we have finished the rapid fire quiz, they will stay in the car to listen to the quiz to see what happens. So much so that Andrew makes his family play rapid fire quiz, and he's the questioner.
Oh, they have their own questions.
Oh, cool.
Ryan, you should take all these
Cute.
questions and then sell them for charity.
Yeah, it takes a long time.
A
to
Roula
write
and Ryan rapid fire game show.
Well, Andrew,
Game.
reach out to me. I'll give you some questions you can quiz mom and dad with.
Nice.
Andrew, happy birthday. 17 today for Andrew. And to
Happy
everybody
birthday.
celebrating a birthday today, sorry it's rainy, but hey, it's your birthday. So it
Special
should be a
case,
happy
Paul.
day.
He brought this from
Puerto Vallarta.
Puerto
Yeah,
Vallarta.
yeah. Hurricane Lydia was right on my tail end as we scooted out of there. That's Broadway.
He was the last flight out, Roula, yesterday.
Oh,
Are you
wow.
serious?
Yes, they made a little announcement like, congratulations, you got the last people who can leave Puerto Vallarta.
Whoa.
Oh, that's crazy.
My gosh. Yeah.
Well, we're glad you're here safe.
Yay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, here on the Roula and Ryan Show, we bring you all the artists and all the experiences. At 8:13 this morning, we have a chance for you to score 2 seats in our theater for Taylor Swift's The Eras Tour movie that is opening this weekend. And Taylor Swift is on the list of the artists who have the most positive impact on mood and well-being. All
right.
There was a poll, and the people in the survey were ages 14 to 25. And of all the artists on there, the top 2 artists that are the best for your mood and your well-being are Ed Sheeran and Taylor Swift.
Oh, man.
They said overall, if you're just part of a fan base, you feel like you're a part of a group, a shared appreciation of artists through dedicated fan bases also has a positive influence on you. Because you can go to like your group.
Okay,
your BTS Army.
Let's get a consensus of the show going around the room. Ryan, who is your one artist that you know you can pop them on and they will put a smile or make you feel a little bit better?
I would think on this list, Bruno Mars should be above
Not on
that.
this list. Does not have to be the list.
Oh, me personally? There's not one artist. I'm like the kind
All
of
right,
guy.
then next.
Yeah.
For me, it's like nostalgia stuff I liked as a kid. So it could be anything from like a hair metal band that, or it could be alternative music, or it could be an 80s song. So to me, it's like, Ryan, it's not one band.
I do like
it's
playlists.
It's a feel for like.
Got you. Sam.
Hootie and the Blowfish.
Roula.
NSYNC.
And I'll do Bob Marley. That's always a nice jam.
He's the sucker when you go on a Carnival cruise.
Somehow I'm
He's
so shocked by this information.
He'll buy that CD with the steel drum music.
The kettle drum.
Yeah, buys those hats that have like the dreadlocks.
Yeah, the fake dreadlocks.
By the way,
Ireman.
speaking of NSYNC, I think that the social media hope for an NSYNC reunion tour has died now. They're like, so that really is it? That's all we're going to get? Just the troll song? That's all? That's all that's going to happen? No residency anywhere? No, that's not happening.
Christina Aguilera's doing one.
For KRBE's Roula and Ryan show to tell you what's going
Not the same
down.
All right, this is brought to you by Duncan. A kindergarten teacher at Pine Forest Elementary in Humble, Texas, Humble ISD, was caught slipping melatonin gummies to her students in a special education class. The mother says the teacher even asked if her son liked gummies and took gummy vitamins. Now, the teacher was allowed to resign and no longer works for the district. They have not released the name because charges have not been filed. So
I just don't understand that. Why would you want to put your students to sleep? I don't get it.
I'd be pretty outraged as a parent.
I mean,
if I found out that a teacher drugged my student,
You might think
or my child,
as a teacher, you're probably these people are driving me nuts, but you're like, I'm not going to hurt third graders or fifth graders. You're not going to do anything to them. You just might think it.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't understand what the end game was, Eric. Like, isn't another person going to come into the room and be like, why is everybody asleep in here? I don't understand.
Why not just
I'm a really boring teacher.
Play like lullaby music and give everybody like warm milk, or what is it, Kevin? You like? Is it milk that makes you tired?
No,
Kevin likes milk and everything.
Milk and pizza.
Pepperoni pizza
Warm
with
milk
milk.
and pizza, or
Milk and
something.
lasagna.
I do drink cold milk and have a salad or whatever my lunch is. Pretty much have a cold milk every.
Take out.
That's how you,
It's so good.
that sounds awful.
And what's your middle name, Wayne?
Yeah.
You're a serial killer,
That
dude.
is true.
Okay, so really, seriously, thoughts and prayers are going out to Mary Lou Retton, Houston hometown hero. I mean, she was star of the '84 Olympics. She is literally fighting for her life, according to social media posts from her children. Retton, who's 55, has a rare form of pneumonia, and her daughter posted to Spot Fund, a fundraising website, that they need money right now because she's uninsured. She's uninsured. The family was asking for $50,000 in donations. Rolla, what's the latest total? It's over 100?
Almost 150,000, unless it changed in the last 30 minutes, but it was almost 150,000.
Yeah.
So it's good. They beat the goal, but they still need more because she's been there for over a week and they don't know how much longer she's going to be in there. And then she has to recover, right? They want, they hope to God she pulls through this. 55 years old and very healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how this happened. They said for her own privacy, they're not going to say all the details of how she got this very rare pneumonia, but
20 years.
Scary.
Does she work for a company or something? I don't even know much about her.
I don't know, really. We've had her up at the radio station.
She was on
years
Dancing with the
ago.
Stars. I knew that.
Yeah,
she was? I can't remember.
Yeah,
so pharmacists and techs at Walgreens are holding walkouts protesting what they call unsafe working conditions due to understaffing. They're saying there's just not enough people to do all the tasks that they want done. And there's no other word on it. They're saying that they're staging this walkout. I don't know when it's going to be, but, hopefully they say Walgreens will make the changes and avoid this. So
if you read the comments on the story of the potential walkout, a lot of people who were former pharmacy techs and former pharmacists tell you how insane the environment is in a pharmacy that you don't even realize how bad it is. So that's why they started closing down the pharmacy for an hour. It says they have to have a break from 1:30 to 2:30
is that
or something.
why they're doing it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they need to have lunch.
That's what I was thinking.
I mean,
right?
So they don't have enough staff members.
Yeah, they can't take their own medicine.
Yeah.
to keep going.
I don't want somebody eating like a submarine sandwich while they're
let them
doling
have an
out my
hour.
pills.
Give them a break.
Well, somebody was really throwing shade, hard shade, on some certain locations around Houston for giving the wrong pills in the labels and all this
That
kind
can
of
be
stuff. It's a
deadly.
really dangerous
Wow.
game.
Yeah.
Super dangerous. So we'll see what happens with that. Coming up next, the rapid fire quiz, my friends.
Yeah.
It's time to get your scare on this October. We've got passes for you to enjoy Phobia Haunted House. And if you win this, you get a pair of tickets to that. And here's what we need. 5 contestants or 4 this time?
We'll do 5.
5.
Ahmad's been killing it. Actually, the last 5 weeks, Ahmad won, then I won, then Ahmad won, and then I won, and I won.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
It's basically
let's see
it's
if
the Ahmad and Eric been playing.
It's gonna be the Ahmad hour. Because if Ahmad wins this and then we go right into Ahmad on the street, it could be the Ahmad hour.
Yeah.
Okay,
Who won
713.
last week?
Me.
Oh, okay.
Eric did, yeah. 713-390-KRBE. 5 contestants on the line. You pair up with one of us, and you could be going to Phobia Haunted House on the Roula and Ryan Show.